Fortner's Frontier Leather. Today we are working on a 1851 Navy holster. I've got everything cut out, as you can see here. Got it all cut out and dyed. Here's the belt loop that's going to go on the back. Got the logo, Fortner's Frontier Leather logo stamped in it already. I love that logo. I got on Fiverr. A Brazilian lady down in Sao Paulo made this logo for me. I told her I wanted years ago, I told her I wanted a logo that was very much turn of the century. I wanted it to be sort of reminiscent of the, Carnegie steel or something like that. I was like, give me like a turn of the century type of logo to go with my leather work, since it's, that era of leather for the most part is what I make. And that's what she came up with. And I loved it, and I stuck with it. So still to this day, that is the logo for Fortner's Frontier Leather. So we're going to get going on this holster. This is a cross draw 1851 holster. The color is going to come out like a chestnut type of color. It's a little lighter right now. It's actually a little darker in person than it looks on the screen, but very nice chestnut type of color. But this is going to be a right-handed cross draw holster for the 1851 Navy, which I would show you, but we will get shut down and we'll get a spanking from the YouTubes. So I uploaded a video to Rumble today from Modern Frontiersman on the Bear Creek Grizzly. So you can head over and subscribe to Rumble too, to Modern Frontiersman, if you haven't already. So first thing I'm gonna get these edges beveled on this belt loop here. I might actually skive down this side that's going to go on the back. I haven't decided yet. We'll decide on that in a minute. But just get these edges beveled first. Somebody coming down the hill there with their loud pipes. Annoying. Look at me, look at me. My truck is loud. Nobody cares, bro. It's just annoying. We got any Modern Frontiersman folks in here? Or is this everybody new stopping by? These vertical live streams get all the current strangers that hopefully become subscribers here as well. Yeah, newer people, they pop in and disappear instantly. They don't stick around for long. For most of the people, this is boring. I know this. This type of content is not for everybody. It's for people who appreciate slow and craftsmanship, tradition. This content is not for the masses, that is for sure. This channel, I'm grateful for the subscriber count. It grew slowly over the years, and I knew this channel would not grow fast. It wouldn't grow near like Modern Frontiersman has. It's just the nature of the work, the nature of the content. Most people are short attention spans, fast moving images, you know, like the YouTube Shorts crowd, the TikTok type of viewers. That's not even a dig at anybody. That's just a matter of fact. So we got the little, if you can see it, little decorative sort of border line around the outside of the holster there. It's funny, I've had people come in chats and in the comments on this channel before, and PETA type folks, you know, like, oh, they're killing animals just for the skins, and this is like, chill. Like, leather is a byproduct of the meat industry, right? At least in America. There are some animals in other places that are killed just for the hides. There are alligators and things where, you know, the meat is a byproduct of the leather industry, but for the most part, for cowhides and things, leather is a byproduct of the meat industry. It's good that leather is being used as it's been used for all of humanity. Humans probably wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for leather, for, you know, hides and stuff throughout human history. It's helped people keep people warm and protected, and that's God's intended purpose. Okay, it's actually a fact that every animal has enough brains in its skull to brain tan the size of its own hide. So you can't tell me, so nobody can tell me that's just coincidence, you know. God designs things intentionally, right? We can You can take the brain of that animal and tan that animal's hide to use it to serve humans. That's uh that's designed by God. But what we're making is an 1851 Navy cross draw holster. Um, so by the way, everyone who's in here right now, uh, I have a coupon code on the website, modernfrontiersman.com. If you're watching this website, if you're watching this live stream, only people who are watching these live streams get this. Today is my birthday, actually. So we're going to celebrate, and I'm giving everybody 20% off. If you go to modernfrontiersman.com, whether it's leather work or whether it's stuff related to Modern Frontiersman, the other channel that I have, preparedness and self-reliance related stuff, Minuteman stuff, you're going to get 20% off if you use coupon code special people. No spaces, all caps, special people. You're going to get 20% off at modernfrontiersman.com on anything you order tonight. We're going to celebrate my birthday today that way. I'm going to give y'all 20% off. If y'all go over there and order something, you get that discount and help me celebrate my birthday. Well, let's see, where is my Skyver? I have lost it. There it is. So, this is how I had my kids earlier, and for the rest of this evening, late afternoon, whatever you want to call it right now, this is how I'm spending my birthday. Working on some orders, sitting here in the quiet, hearing the fire crackle behind me, smelling leather and burning wood. I got some cedar in there right now just for the smell. I threw some cedar on top of everything just because I love the smell of it. Truth be told, I can't smell leather anymore. I'm so used to it, I don't smell it. I know this place probably smells like pure leather if you walk in, but I can't smell it. I've just gotten accustomed to the smell, and it's invisible or unsmellable to me. Alright, let's get these edges burnished right quick here. I just use water. Some people use gum tragacanth and other things. I find water works fine, and I don't have to buy anything to do it with. Once again, if anybody's new popping in here, coupon code today is special people at modernfrontiersman.com. You will get 20% off to celebrate my birthday today. We're going to get these edges done, and then we're going to apply some finish over the top before we stitch it up. Who all we got in here? I'm seeing 4 people. Sound off. Sound off like you got a pair. Don't be scared. Alright, got those edges slicked up. 10 in here. 10 people in here now. Cool. Coupon code tonight. Special at modernfrontiersman.com. You will get 20% off to celebrate my birthday today. I'll throw that out there every 5 minutes or so going forward for anybody new showing up. I'd get y'all closer if I could to see up close up, but it's not really possible. If I put you on the table, then the camera's going to shake like crazy when I bump the table and stuff. You'll make sure to hit that like button. Give me some help with the algorithm, please. It's free to you to hit like, and it helps me. This channel is it's not even monetized yet. I probably won't monetize this channel, to be honest. I could right now. I could activate it right this minute if I wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to monetize this channel. Modern Frontiersman is monetized. I mean, I don't think this channel needs to be. I've just chosen not to. Hey, somebody else hit like. Thank you, whoever that is. Whoever's up in here not saying nothing. Creepers. All right. Those edges are slick enough. Now let's get some edge coat on them. That's black dye, not edge coat. Brown edge coat. There we go. Now it's time to add a little pine tree. And lighter. Hello, sir, ma'am, whatever you are. Adam. I say you're a dude. So, hello, sir. I think over at Modern Frontiersman, like 0.1% of my like going on 15,000 subscribers are female, so chances are very high that everyone's a dude on watching my content. Which is just fine. It's mostly dudes in the prepper sphere, and the tactical stuff and everything that we do over there. All right, got the edge coat on there on the belt loop. Everybody make sure to hit like if you're in here. Helps me with the algorithm. Shows YouTube there's engagement, comments, and likes and all that stuff. All right, let's see. You ever notice, like, okay, I'm not hating on nobody right now. Like, don't get me wrong, but I've noticed something. So before I say this, do any of you watch any other like leatherworking channels? And then y'all answer that, and then I'll say what I'm going to say. Do you watch a lot of other leatherworking dudes? One thing I've noticed with other channels, not so much with the bigger channels like Quarter Leather and let's see, Stock and Barrel. I've talked to them before. Occasionally we'll chat back and forth through Instagram. Him and his wife are pretty cool. But I've noticed some of the other folks in the even in the Facebook communities and stuff on leatherworking are kind of really set in the ways on how leather work is supposed to be done, and the content is just really dry and just fuddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, the thing is, I don't do that leather work like the young punks do. Do it this way, and that's the way it ought to be done, and that's it. And then I don't know, it's just something I've noticed in leatherwork. It's like uh, a lot of the traditional like holster makers and stuff are just like bleh, fud. All right, let's see. I typically really make those dudes angry in groups and stuff. Those people are like, oh, do you use a stitching? Do you use an awl and a chisel, or do you use a punch? You know, like, use whatever works for you. No, you can't. You can't. That doesn't create a good product. Blah blah blah. Is it stitched? As long as it's stitched, it's stitched. It's there. Are there some things that work a little better than others? Yes, but it ain't like the end of the world if you use, like if you use this versus this. It's not like it's everybody gets so serious. Gun tube and the prepper tube is really bad with that. You got to do everything their way or it's wrong. There's those edges. I'm gonna let them dry for a minute, and then add some finish over top of this, and then we're gonna stitch it up. It's gonna look pretty. I'm gonna use some off-white thread. That'll look nice. So let that dry. Uno momento, por favor. And we'll be ready to go. One person in here. Who are you? Show yourself. So once that dries, we're gonna slap on some Resolene. Eugene, hello. We're gonna slap on some Resolene when these edges dry here in just a second. And we're gonna get doing live stream leather work because you have to stop occasionally and let something dry, So I haven't ever done a whole lot of live streams making stuff because I know there's going to be downtime that's boring to the typical YouTube viewer. But sometimes I want to do these live streams and not even speak, but if I don't, then I'll just be sitting here, you know, like watching paint dry, literally, watching dye dry. Looks like it's dry to touch. We're gonna roll with it. I'll buff those edges up a little bit. It'll make them a little shiny. Make it look nice and finished there. Woo-wee! Look at there. All right. Let's fold up I use a sock for a rag. Let's slap some Resolene on. Keep in mind, if you're new to leather work, if you're going to get into this stuff, everything you do to the leather is going to darken it a little bit. You put on, you put oil on it, it's going to darken it. You add Resolene, it's going to darken it a little bit. Oh, shit. So I prefer to dye things a little bit lighter than I want the finished project to be. Which also makes it very hard when people order something and then later on want something to match it exactly. Chances are it ain't gonna happen unless it comes from a pre-dyed hide that I bought. Like if I'm dyeing it by hand like this, chances are you ain't gonna get a product that matches the color perfectly. It can get close, but not gonna be exact. Just the nature of leather. It's a natural product, right? But I think that's the beauty in crafts like this. Imperfection. Oh yeah. I mean, you don't want, if you're gonna order something handmade like this, you don't want it, at least me anyway, I don't want it to look perfect and look like it was made in a factory, right? It's like I will try to get it as close to perfect as I can with my hands, but I know that it's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to come out looking like it was, cut out with a cookie cutter and everything was just done to absolute perfection. It's not going to happen. So there's the color after it's been dyed, or after it's been finished. You see it darkened a little bit. It was closer to that inside color. It's a little darker now. Looks pretty, like a warm chestnut color. Kind of the same color as this, not quite, but closer, to that log carrier I made back there. Once again, modernfrontiersman.com. You get 20% off tonight if you're watching this live stream on all my leatherwork and all the books or anything else that I've done over there. If you join any of the preparedness challenges or any of that, everything's 20% off on the website in celebration of my birthday today. Use coupon code Special People. No joke. That's the coupon code Special People for 20% off. Just popped in. I hope you had a good Christmas, sir. I did. Thank you. I hope you did too. I just enjoyed time with my children. Had Christmas a few days ago, and then my birthday is today. All right. All right, we're going to let that dry for just a moment now. And then I'll buff it with this horsehair brush. And I find that it gives it a nice sheen. Thank you. Noi! Yay, familiar faces. What's up, brother? Oh, that's a balloon. I was hoping it was a kiss. So gay. Once again, everybody, coupon code Special People tonight for 20% off at modernfrontiersman.com. There's the kisses. Always wanted his Filipino kisses. Gay. What am I making? I'm making an 1851 Navy holster. Pistol's hanging up there, but obviously I can't show it on a live stream. All right, let's get moving. I think that's fairly dry now. I'll brush it real fast with the horsehair brush. shine to it now. Look at that. Glossy. Glamorous. Flousy, flousy. Oh, yeah. Like glass. Alright. About to get loud up in this bitch. We're gonna punch some holes. I need to tighten this thing up real quick. Let's see. Tighten it up. With the Gerber suspension. That was in my chest rig and I took it out to use for my leather work. I got a new smaller multi-tool for Christmas. That's gonna go in my combat gear. All right, dudes or dudettes or undecideds, we are going to punch some holes. This is where people drop off the live stream sometimes. They don't like the sound. So I typically expect people to leave about this point. Tis what it is. Part of it, ain't it? Alright, so I got the holes. Got the holes in this part. Now what we'll do is scoot back over here where y'all can see. I'm gonna, since I'm not using the awl and everything on this one, I just have to kind of transfer these holes over onto the holster. So this loop, since this is not going to be straight draw, this is cross draw, tilt it. So when it's on, it's more like this. So it hangs like this on the left side. So we hold it still and don't move it after this point. Using awl, go through those holes to mark holes onto the holster. So we transferred those holes onto the holster. Now we punch those. everything's ready. I'll go ahead and stitch this part up. And then we'll do the holes to stitch the rest of the holster up. Tuck that stitching up in between the pieces. You can't even see where it's stitched. Tamp it down. Tamp that stitching down into the leather. Makes it less likely to snag on anything, kind of insets it. You know what I'm going to do too is I do this sometimes, not always, just depends. Sometimes a lot of stress gets put on the stitching on this top piece when it's hanging on the belt, especially if the holster hangs on something or something like that. So just for a little extra, I will sometimes add I'll add a rivet, a solid brass rivet, only solid brass because it won't scratch the gun. Add a solid brass rivet in there just to reinforce the stitching a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't loosen up over time and all those terrible things. So you see, some people will worry like, oh, there's a rivet on the inside, will it scratch my gun? No, it's brass, it won't scratch your gun. I've seen lots of, plus it kind of sets in, if I hammer it in hard enough, it'll sets it into the leather anyway. It's actually inset, sort of more in there. See that kind of a dimple? The gun won't really even touch it that much, and when that leather does wear down, that brass won't scratch it. I do it with my holsters it's never left a mark on the holster. I mean, on the gun. Who all's in here? Say hi. Got the inside of that part stitched. Singe that thread, melt it a little bit, press it in, wrap that stitching. This insets it a little bit. You can see the belt loop with the logo. Exclusive. Oh, what? You gotta be kidding me. I thought I was out of these rivets. Oh, those are bigger ones. Oh, okay. I have more different size rivets than I thought I did. So I got medium, large, or small, medium, and extra small. They're good for the little bags. Little bags and things like this. I've been working on. Use those extra small rivets for thin leather. But these medium ones I didn't know I had. I thought I only had the large ones. I can already tell what you're going to say from the way you started that comment. I never understood why some people worry about getting scuffs on their handguns. It's bound to happen sooner or later. Now I get gouges or surface. Rust is not great. Exactly. I say that all the time. Everybody clap. Do a heart reaction to that comment. I agree. Like, people worrying about scratches on their guns and the finish, it's kind of gay. Like my AR hanging up there, it's like it's scuffed so bad, if it gets down where it's actually, showing where I can see shiny metal, I'll hit it with some spray paint. But it's a tool, it's meant to be used. It's gonna get banged up. If it's not, then you're not really using it. And do you really need it in the first place if you're not using it? So I agree. I don't understand it either. It's silly, especially with a weapon that you're actually using. Then who cares about it getting scuffed? The same thing when people say, like when I've done videos at Modern Frontiersman on like painting my rifle, and people are like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to paint my rifle. I don't want to, just kind of iffy. I don't want to mess it up." It's like, dude, the point is to camouflage the rifle. That's it, right? Like, it don't have to look perfect. It don't, you're worried about your finish, and it's like, do you want to be camouflaged, or and that, because that's the idea, to not be seen like in a combat environment, or is that more important, or is the finish in your gun looking perfect more important? It's like, are you actually training, or are you just playing dress up for Instagram? Got another rivet there. Boom. All right. Now, both ends are stitched and riveted on that. And guess what? If you in the old book, Pack and Iron, it's got holsters from the Civil War up through the late 1800s. Most of those belt loops, they're stitched, but then they're also riveted with copper rivets. So oh, rivets aren't historically accurate and all this bullshit. Yes, they are. And those people back then were putting a lot more wear and use on their guns than people are today. I bet you they weren't really concerned with their with the finish on their weapons. It is a tool with a utilitarian purpose. They were worried about everything looking so pretty. Alright, now we're going to stitch up the rest. Whew, it's getting warm in here. That fire is getting hot. think I punched one side too much. I did. How did I do that? Alright, we got all the holes punched. Now, let's stitch this puppy up. I'm sweating. Whew. I think I need to adjust this pattern. It's coming together kind of cockeyed, but when you bend it and stretch it back into its correct shape, I think it's the way the stitching holes are laid out. We will. I can fix it though once we get it stitched up. It's a good thing with leather, you can. Showing up in here. Today's my birthday, and we have a sale going for anybody watching. You use coupon code SPECIALPEOPLE at modernfrontiersman.com, and you will get 20% off tonight on any leather work or self-reliance and prepping related content that's over there. Thank you, sir. I would really like to see everybody go get, like, I want people to buy leatherwork, but what I really like to see is people go to my website and buy my book, No Comfort in Collapse. It's an ebook. It's only like $5 or something like that, and you'll get 20% off of that using the coupon code. Because that book is very eye-opening for a lot of people. It was very helpful for a lot of people. So I want more people to read that, and then read my Stoic Prepper's Manual after you've read No Comfort in Collapse. All right, so yeah, see, it was really twisted. Now that, see how twisted that is? We can fix it once it's done, but as I've gotten it stitched, it's straightened back out some. We're making an 1851 holster. I'm guessing about 10 minutes we'll be done. I like showing people the work that goes into all this. I always love it when people say, well, I could order this from Galco, or I could order that from so-and-so, and it'd be cheaper than you're selling it for. Well, yeah, it would, but it's also not hand-stitched. It's also not completely done by hand, right? So I'm not competing with handcrafted leather workers are not in competition with those big companies. It's not the same. All right, there we go. Now you see how cockeyed it is? It's. I noticed the last time I made one, it was like that too, and I just broke my needle. That's dumb, but it was. It's got to be my pattern. So what I'll usually do is stick the hammer in there and kind of fill up that space. Stick the handle in there, and then twist the edges back straight. I think maybe my stitching holes, it's because the stitching holes are not lined up just right on the pattern. So if your pattern ain't just right, the product ain't gonna come out right either. So, and then you end up having to do what I'm doing now and adjust. And that is how I learned leather work, is by making mistakes. People say, how did you learn how to do all that? By just doing it and messing it up. And you learn what, it's the best way to learn. It's the best way to learn what works, what doesn't, and improve skills. Do it and fuck it up. I'll pop this open a little bit like that, so it creates a nice pocket for that gun to go down into, and it don't get hung on the edge like with the cylinder. So I'll kind of pry it open at the top, sort of like so. That's pretty though, ain't it? All right. I'll finish these edges up. Tamp the stitching down. Alright, flush up these edges a little bit. Pattern's not right, so if your pattern's not right, you'll have to trim these edges up like I'm having to do now, but you'll have to work them a little bit regardless. But in some spots on this one, they're kind of way off because the pattern's out of whack. It's okay though, because it can always be fixed. I'd rather it be way over like that than. So one thing too is like don't get this. I don't like the stitching really close to the edge either, because that leaves you no room to trim your edges off. If you do that, if there's any kind of mistake or anything, you leave yourself no room to fix anything. So you can take leather off, but you can't add more. So it's better to have too much than too little. All right, I'll sand it a little bit. These little sanding sticks. Some people get really obsessed with having perfectly slick edges, like where you can't tell there's any crease at all. I'll get them down pretty good. I don't obsess over it. I've heard of some people, I've seen some workers say, like on Facebook groups and stuff, say, I spend most of my time working on the piece, working on the edges. I'll spend 2 hours just perfecting the edges. Like, you're spending 2 hours doing this, sanding and doing the edges? That's ridiculous. That's a waste of time. Like, I'll be done with this in like 10 minutes. Get it done. Make a good, solid product and move on to the next one. Jeez. There we go. You got it all sanded down. What do you use for leather conditioner? I mostly just use Neat's foot oil. You can't really, it's pretty faded, but Phoebe's Neat's foot oil. You can get it at Tractor Supply. Cleaning and polishing, you can use saddle soap, which I don't really use it very much. I'll tell you, saddle soap smells weird. This saddle soap is, I don't know what's wrong with it. It looks really old and dried out. I'm throwing it in the trash. But yeah, I use Neat's foot oil, and that's about it. I mean, like I say, if you need to clean it and stuff, you can use saddle soap. I've not used saddle. Put it in the washing machine. I had a customer do that once. He put it in the washing machine to clean it. It shriveled, it shrunk up in the dryer, and then it crumbled and fell apart. And he demanded a refund because he didn't know. He's like, you should have had some sort of warning. I didn't know you couldn't do that. I was like, no, I'm not giving you a refund. He's like, can you replace it? No. If you would like to buy another leather belt, I'll happily make you another one, but why would you think it was a good idea to put a natural leather belt in the washer and dryer? No, I'm not giving you a refund. I had another customer once who bought a belt as well, and he emailed me. He was dead ass serious. He sends me pictures and everything. Said, I liked the belt and everything, but I'm a little upset. And that's all he said. And I said, okay, does it not fit? What's going on? Well, I didn't know it would smell the way it does. I was like, is the smell of leather a problem? I mean, what is the issue? And he said, my dog likes the way it smelled a whole lot. And he got a hold of it and thought it was his chew toy, and he chewed it up. I'm not real happy because I spent good money on that belt. That was the most expensive belt I've ever bought. So, well, I hate that happened, man. He's like, well, what can we do to fix it? And I sent him the link to order another one. He's like, you mean you're not going to give me a refund? I'm like, no. You didn't keep it away from your dog, and that's my fault? How exactly? people are people are weird, man. Anything to get something for free or a discount or something. It's insane, the stuff I've had people say to me. It's crazy because like if I, like I'm super easy to deal with. Like if I messed up, oh, I'll fix it. I promise you, I'll fix it. If I'm late on delivering your item, like there's a lot of items right now that are super late. I'm gonna send you something free. I'm gonna Your next item might be half off or even 75% off or even free, depending on what I can do at the time. I'm gonna fix my mistakes, guaranteed. But I'm not gonna fix your mistakes. By the way, guys, I want to tell you, when it comes to normal wear and tear, if you buy anything from my website, not only do you get that 20% discount, you also get a keychain for free, a leather keychain that goes with your item, and lifetime maintenance. So somebody's asking about conditioner and stuff, you don't even have to worry about it with me. If you buy one of these 1851 holsters and 2 years down the line it's to me with a note in it that says needs repairs or whatever you want done, like touched up and repaired, I'll renew it and refresh it and send it back to you. It's completely free. So that's another bit of value you get from ordering from me. There's not very many other leather companies other than the big luxury houses that do that, like Hermes and some of the super high end leather luxury goods. But I'm offering lifetime maintenance on everything I make. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to find that. You're not going to find that level of customer service pretty much with any other working company, unless you're spending big money at a luxury house. But I also don't do those lying, dishonest guarantees either. Like, there's a company, y'all might know who I'm talking about. They guarantee their belts to last a lifetime. That's a pretty steep promise, okay? Like, again, unless there's some synthetic materials in it, because leather is a natural product. You know, it's going to absorb your sweat and this and this and this and that, and it's going to be affected by the environment, moisture, and stress and everything. I think a 10-year guarantee is reasonable, but to to guarantee that a belt is going to last forever, or like 100, I think they do like 100-year guarantee. That is, eh, I call BS. I think they're able to do that because by the time the belt wears off or whatever, it's like the person don't even want to. Either they can't find the paper that said that, or they don't want to mess with even dealing with it. So, but yeah, like 5 to 10 years on a full grain veg tan leather belt, perfectly reasonable. But to guarantee a lifetime is a stretch. That is anybody that's wearing it, working in it, and putting it to use. Now, if you're just wearing it with a suit or something, or you're like a business manager, you're sitting at a desk all day, yeah, for sure, you're not sweating and it's not getting rained on outside. If you're out in the rain or you're out in the mud, but if you're like a working cowboy or something, chances are that belt is not going to last your entire life. It's going to last you a lot longer than one you'd buy in the store, but and still a little crooked, which we'll fix it after these edges dry, but well, there, look how the edges are coated. Y'all like it? There's the 1851 cross draw holster, 7.5-inch barrel. And it is complete. Now those edges just have to dry. And it'll be ready to stick in the package and send off to the customer. I like it. I'm happy with it. I haven't made one of these actually in a little while, so it's actually my favorite revolver is the 1851 Navy. So this is one of the first patterns I actually ever made was for this gun. This is a Slim Jim holster, by the way. Some people are used to the Mexican loop holsters from the later 1800s. This is more come from Spanish holsters out west, and the flaps were cut off, and usually there's some sort of like carving. You know what I mean? I do some too, where I do. I'll put a concho here and then do a border around it. It looks really pretty with lace hanging off the concho and everything. But this is a Slim Jim holster, one of the earlier styles of holster, early to mid 1800s. Those older black powder revolvers. All right, so thank y'all for joining me once again. ModernFrontiersman.com. Use coupon code Special People, and you get a 20% discount today for my birthday as a celebration. ModernFrontiersman.com, coupon code Special People, 20% off. Thank y'all again for joining me on another project. The next holster or the next item I make will go live again, and y'all can watch it be made again. Watch the next thing be made live. Oh, hey Chris, Missouri Survival. I didn't even see you came in here. But as always, guys, stay self-reliant.